Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, oh dear. Last time we had some serious problems with not with the game, but with the recording. And I've tried my other games, and they don't seem to be having the same problem. And I don't know if it was just kind of a one-off, like my computer was doing something and that was messing with the recording, but I would have expected that to have had an impact on my game as well, or if it was just an issue in Haval. So we're going to give it another go today, trying out other things. And if we have really poor quality recordings again like that, I might have to stop this Let's Play. And I don't want to do that. I don't like stopping Let's Plays, but if we're in a position where the choice is continue it in a way that I don't feel comfortable, or stopping it, then I think, even if it's just putting it on the back burner and coming back to it later, I'd prefer to do that, maybe. Although, if there's an option to get around this and have good quality recording, then, yay, we'll go with that. But we'll see what the options are. Let's have a look at the strike teams. I was going to talk to you, wasn't I, after Haval? But I think most people are just going to not have changed because we haven't done main story yet. Like, on hold missions. Urgh. Let's go and retrieve people, shall we? We got things. And we got more things. And we got more things. Yay. Right. Look at new resources. Obtain prototype schematics. Didn't say what it is. Uncover enemy plans. Okay, right. 10% chance for success. Let's not bother with the gold yet. Enemy strength. Gather intelligence. Scout the unknown. So gather intelligence. Strike team, because I don't like interacting with people. Lima. 66, 66. Scout the unknown. 66 for Yankee. And then Zulu. That was a new thing, I wasn't paying attention. Something's still blue on this one. I'm confused. Helios research. A new item. A sandstorm. Don't know what that is, we'll find out. Material, iridium. Material, loot. Fluorite. Some credits that I won't spend. I'll just be able to buy the arcs at the end of it. Oh, assault rifle. That's frustrating. I mean, that's one thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see us be able to get the old words. I'd like to see us like being able to equip our guys. Like, it just changes their setup. Like their equipment, their shields. It'll change their some of their abilities slightly, kind of change their weapons out. I'm not saying we should be able to go, oh, because I like sniper rifles, so I've got loads of them, I'm going to give PB a sniper rifle. Because, well, no, she's probably got a pistol and maybe a shotgun. Vetra's probably, I'd probably say assault rifle, and maybe a shotgun as well, actually. It's weird, I don't know.
What can I do for you, Pathfinder?
Tell me what, no, there's nothing.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
I mean, I could ask you about the raising Sid. I'm sure I see. I mean, I could. Do I want to just ask people about random things? Do you have anything, PB?
I take it you moved your stuff over from the Nexus?
Yeah, my squatter's paradise is all the more cluttered. What's up?
Kalinda. Ooh, oh, this is the person who came in, isn't it?
Is there more about Kalinda you want to share?
Back home, she was upper crust. An ambassador. Respected, living the high life, but miserable. Not built for royalty, she said. With her position, the initiative sought her out as a first contact specialist. First wave out of stasis. Kalinda was the one who got me thawed out early. I'm still grateful for that. But things went south soon. She hurt me. Pretty badly.
What happened?
Oh, let's not drum up that sob story. It's all water under the bridge.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
Okay, so maybe I should be asking these other bits of questions. Let's have a look. Kind of more character stuff.
Ryder.
I think it's probably a bit harsh for me to go, we need more story and less nonsense side busyness, and then ignore these bits of character and story. Let's ask, tell me about raising Sid.
I was curious about you and Sid, being on your own from such a young age.
Yeah, I really wouldn't recommend it.
How did you survive?
How did you keep you and your sister afloat?
I was barely more than a kid myself, so lots of unskilled work. Construction jobs. No one else would do the dangerous stuff, so I would. Being up high, crawling under things. I could shoot a gun, so eventually I moved into smuggling. Even more dangerous, but lucrative. We were never rich, but we got to comfortable.
Well, where did you live?
Where was home? Palaven?
No, we'd already left Palaven by then. Whatever our dad was involved in meant we weren't welcome there. I hadn't even gone to boot camp yet. Sid was barely a year old. We eventually settled in a mining colony in the Minos wasteland. 2 years later, our dad was gone.
And what about your mum?
Where was your mother in all this?
Back on Palaven, I suppose. She was an awful person. All she cared about was climbing the ranks. She and my dad fought all the time. I think at the end they hated each other. When things were really tough, I thought about going back. But she wouldn't have accepted us. Whatever my dad did destroyed any chance of that.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Maybe I should run round and try and check up on people. And, well, not check up on people, but... Oh. Admittedly, okay, things like that, where it just goes a bit... At least I can see that, and I know, okay, that's a slight issue. And it's momentarily... It's momentary. It's just temporary. We'll go with temporary, because that's a word that I know is a word.
Exaltation. The cat just keep asking for more trouble.
Really looking forward to kicking those guys in the teeth.
Get us there, and we'll save you a place in line.
Ryder.
Okay, maybe not, actually. Drac.
I'd like to know more about you.
Fire away.
Do you know Vetra?
How did you and Vetra meet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Your father brought you into the project pretty late, didn't he? Must have been a pretty steep learning curve since they thawed you out.
You could say that.
You make do with what you get. Anyway, I met Vetra back when we were building the Nexus. She swiped supplies I was trying to get for cash right under my nose. I tried to intimidate her into turning them over to me, and let me tell you, that Turian takes shit from no one.
She's pretty awesome that way. I'm inclined to believe that. Ah, she's awesome that way.
She really has a way of getting things done.
She sure does. But here's the best part. She waited until I saw her again in Kesh's office, no less, to tell me she'd been working for Kesh all along. They're both still laughing at me over that.
Oh, dear. Krogan Colony.
Tell me more about the Krogan colony.
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory to grab up. Got a decent setup going. Self-sustainable, the works. Even some farming.
Farming? Krogan farm?
Food's food. Just because we can eat anything doesn't mean we gotta settle for scraps. I'm pretty fond of Corcrow roots myself. Takes a while to chew through those.
Oh, okay. Nope. Nope.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
So let's go. I mean, Cora's downstairs, so we'll have a chat with Cora. Don't know who else is down here. There's a few different places we can go. Oh, hello. I was wondering where you are.
Come to say hi.
Makes you wish for a tail that lets you hang upside down. Oh, maybe that's just me.
TV's not down here. She's somewhere else entirely. I can hear Liam. Oh, okay. I quite liked it in Mass Effect 2, where everyone had a place that they were in, and the kind of stuff they talked about was irrelevant to the area they were in, rather than moving around like this. I mean, admittedly, this is more kind of realistic that people are doing different jobs, and so they're over here and they're over there. But you knew where everyone was.
Hi there.
The Ark. Okay.
How's the search for the Asari Ark going?
Still deciphering the Ark's last known course from the flight recorder and making sure we're ready for a fight.
Can I ask again?
How's the search for the Asari Ark?
Yeah, so I've got to wait for a bit.
Still deciphering the Ark's last known course from the flight recorder and making sure we're ready for a fight.
Okay. So,
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here.
we're going to have a think about some of this stuff. Let's see. Anyone in any of these areas?
How you feeling, Moshai Sefa?
Weak, but I'll bounce back.
Oh, you're there.
I always have. I've broken each limb twice. You have to do more than wipe my immune system to take me down.
Well, you and my mum would love each other.
Let's have a chat with people.
I got a copy of the Nexus's movie library.
Thanks. I'll look through it. It's probably all agricultural learning vids, but there might be something good. I'll keep you posted.
Okay. That was okay. I thought I'd already done that. I'm not paying attention, clearly.
Still waiting on our visit to Aya. Useful, but also fun. Looking forward to it.
You're past.
Just checking in. I wanted to ask about you.
What do you want to know?
People of Hustle.
Tell me about your friends in crisis response.
I swore I wouldn't tell anyone what they did. Stealing the shuttle for the car was above and beyond. Dondi, Base, Mazzy, Noel, Cap, and goddamn Hammond. The best people when buildings are falling down. Eventually, I'll have to start a new branch here, you know? I promised.
Okay. Yeah, your career.
You were a cop, then crisis response? Couldn't have been long in either.
Didn't have the patience for law, so I figured enforcement. Dad knew it didn't fit before I did. But it got me into Hustle. They mostly take vets and retired service. Best years of my life.
Sounds satisfying.
You found your place. Not everyone gets that.
I knew it. Glad for it every day. And that led me here.
Well, goodbye.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Well, let's have a chat with the Moshai then.
You still have questions. I'll try to answer them.
Exaltation.
So, exaltation is how the Ket reproduce? How did you learn that?
They're proud of it. They welcomed us and spoke of it openly. We were becoming them. To the Ket, all other life is inferior. Even, I suspect, humans.
Did Angara consent?
It looked like some of your people wanted this Ket gift. They walked right into those pods.
As did I. Voluntarily. Happily. But that is part of the process. Part of the preparation, they called it purification, stripped our systems of all defenses. It was very painful. But after the pain, came a beautiful peace, like a trance, like a transcendence itself. I willingly walked into that pod, and I cannot fault anyone else who did the same.
How does it work?
They're going to a lot of trouble just to make baby Ket.
I guess it's also a way for them to control their evolution. They incorporate only traits they value, and unique adaptations they don't possess.
So what are the chances the Ket have exalted other intelligent species somewhere?
I'd say those chances are excellent.
Cardinal.
The Cardinal said she had the Archon's DNA. So was the Cardinal exalted too?
From what they described, I think they can be exalted multiple times. They strive always to be greater. And the Archon's DNA somehow plays a role in all of it.
Sam downloaded what he could from the facility. We'll be studying exaltation for quite a while.
The facility.
What was happening in that facility? It felt like a religion, or a cult.
Perhaps, but not to them. They honestly believe they are giving us a gift.
The Cardinal seems desperate to keep that place standing.
The entire facility seemed dedicated to one thing: exaltation. That's why I asked you to destroy it, despite the lives it would cost. I hope the Resistance can still burn it to the ground, but I suspect the Ket have already re-engineered that shield.
How about we bomb it from orbit? Oh, wait. Binary decisions. Binary decisions! Wanting to do other things? Bad. Bad. What do you think this is? A game about decisions and consequences? Don't rant about games, just play them. Your journey.
How long were you in that facility?
Days? After the Archon decided I would be exalted, I was sent to the facility alone. I was housed with prisoners who described how they were kidnapped, taken to holding camps, analyzed and separated.
Analyzed?
Until now, we never understood why some of us were sent to slave camps and others just vanished. The Archon chose to exalt me, to use me for my knowledge. Perhaps others were chosen for their genetics.
The Chosen.
I'm only theorizing. I am a scientist, after all.
I'll let you rest.
Wait, one more thing. I spoke to a guard, a former resistance fighter who remembered me. It described everything about its past, our past, with no trace of emotion. It seems that victims retain memories of who they were, but after being exalted, they live only to serve the Ket. Does your species dream?
Sometimes.
A Ket remembers being Angara. Like a dream it's eager to forget, which is beyond comprehension. Ishari, Pathfinder. I'm sure we'll talk again.
Well, that's dumb. Just from a narrative perspective, how cool would it be if some of the Ket, basically, so my understanding is basically you're brainwashed, you go into the pod willingly. What if some of those, the brainwashing wore off, and started a splinter group of the Ket that you met, and suddenly you've got this Ket group that maybe possibly are on your side, maybe possibly they're not. Who knows? And then you're fighting this big homogenous group, and then you get. So obviously the game would have to be longer. We wouldn't basically. I say have to be long in that we wouldn't be halfway through the game, and then they introduced a character for 2 missions in Mass Effect 2. You're introduced a new companion who is a Ket, who's working with you. That'd be really cool. But no. Decisions that have consequences? Interesting narrative ideas? Who wants that in a Mass Effect game?